Let's continue our discussion on this DNS part in singbox, and we will be talking about the DNS hijacking. As we did with TON interface, if we want to capture or intercept the DNS queries on DNS protocol or port 53, we have to hijack it if we are using TON interface. On proxy it works, we do not need hijacking, but when we hijacking, then it's going to work. And the reason is simple. We already saw, or we are seeing here, that when something, a packet comes to the sandbox router, we have to, in order to send it to the DNS router that we have at that level, let me show you that part that we define our somehow the DNS resolution, the public DNS server. We have to hijack the DNS queries in order to fulfill that requirement of being resolved by Cloudflare. Otherwise, it just directly goes out. So we have to, if we enable town inbound for full tunnel, we have to enable DNS hijacking. And this is not the only way. We can also use sniffing and capture or intercept the protocol for DNS. Let's go back to the sandbox documentation, going to configuration, and here we see below role action for the route we can see protocol sniffing, which means Sandbox can sniff these protocols like the DNS is one of them. And let's try it with the DNS spoofing. We define the action sniff. Instead of spoofing, but it is sniffing. And then we define the protocol, which is DNS, and then action is hijack DNS. Also, comma here. So you can see we have sniffing. It captures or kind of detects the protocol that we have. If it's the DNS one, let's remove that because it's working with this. And then we have the, for example, I want to get the IP for Facebook. It gives me 10.34.34, and this is another problem that we have, which is again a kind of other hijackers. They hijack the DNS. So in order to work with the ton and the capture or intercept the DNS queries, we have to hijack it. So for best practice, not missing any other protocols or any other ports, not protocols, we also use the, let me move it back to, yeah. Also for safety, we define port 53. If we somehow are sure that something is querying over 53, we hijack on this port, but 53 is enough to work with. As I said, the problem here is that even when we hijack the DNS here, it goes back to the Cloudflare. Still, Cloudflare is a public IP address, and between me, my host, and Cloudflare, CF, there are firewalls in between, and these firewalls also can hijack my DNS query as well because it's a plain text, it's a clear text. That's the reason even we have enabled the TON interface, since we do not have any proxies, just the direct outbound to my host. If I, for example, dig x.com, it's going to be hijacked by my region firewall, and I can't access, I mean, it has been blocked, filtered x.com, I don't know, facebook.com, Instagram, all of these have been blocked by DNS poisoning. Also, we call DNS poisoning or DNS pollution or DNS hijacking the query to, before reaching to the Cloudflare, a firewall between me and Cloudflare is going to hijack the DNS and sends back this IP 10.10.34 and 35. So for bypassing this, we have to add more somehow configuration, which means we have to have a kind of proxy in order to send the Cloudflare request through that tunnel and through that proxy in order to bypass the firewall between me and Cloudflare. So I need a server outside of my region connecting to that using any kind of protocol, and sending the Cloudflare query through that tunnel so not be hijacked by a firewall between me and Cloudflare, which is another thing that we have to do if we do not want to DNS leak. Because right now we have a kind of DNS leak. Our DNS goes to my firewalls between me and Cloudflare, and that's the reason I can't access Facebook now. If I go to, for example, this, if I go to Facebook.com, it doesn't work for me. I mean, Instagram and X.com and any others, they have been blocked in this region. So that's the whole point about DNS hijacking, that we, for the ton, we have to hijack that, but it is not enough. If between us and the endpoint that we have for DNS resolution, which is Cloudflare or Google, there are other firewalls that they hijack us, we have to use a proxy or other tunnels in order to bypass that restriction and having the real IPs of those domains. And that will be the subject for next video, which we add the proxy and send our request over the proxy. Anywhere you have seen or you're seeing the video, please comment and ask any question. Also, we have a Telegram group, Ton tab, that you can join and ask any question and ideas and share your thought about this videos. Thank you for watching. Let's go to next video.